Hi, this is Patty with SNaPPZ, and we're here to give you tips to make you super, which you are. And these are super tips. SNaPPZ, Facebook, GodTube, YouTube, Spreaker Rep Radio, iHeartRadio, but find everything at zwriteswords.org. Just make that your starting place, and you can go out from there because there's links to everything. So my topic today is how to get out of debt of any kind. Student debt, government debt, house debt, car debt, credit card debt, any kind of debt. So you prayed about this and you're not getting breakthrough because there's a formula in the Bible for debt reduction. It actually does work. Okay, so hold on, I'm going to read this to you. The verses are Malachi 3:10 through 12. Listen, don't get offended, because it does talk about tithing, but we have steps here for you to get to that level. God said, "Bring all your tithes into the storehouse, that there may be meat in my house, and prove me now herewith, said the Lord of hosts, if I will not open the windows of heaven and pour out on you a blessing, that there shall not be room enough to receive it." And then it says, "And I will rebuke the devourer for your sakes, and he shall not destroy the fruits of your ground, neither shall your vine cast their fruit before the time in the field, said the Lord of hosts. And all the nations shall call you blessed, for you shall be a delightsome land, said the Lord of hosts." Now, I'm going to break that down for you because you've heard about tithing before, and maybe that's just giving 10% to the Lord. But that's a little scary, so let me just break this down for you. And hold on, the tithing thing will come later. Bring you all the tithes into the storehouse. That's what God required back then, was the 10%. "That there may be meat in my house, and prove me now herewith, said the Lord of hosts, if I will not," here's the good part, "open the windows of heaven and pour out a blessing." Some places it says the floodgates of heaven, which means it's holding back a flood of blessings, "that there shall not be room enough to receive it." That's how much blessing. That's what you want. And it says, "And I will rebuke the devourer." That's what debt is. It's a devourer. "For your sakes, and he shall not destroy the fruits of your ground." That's anything that you have, any of your possessions that you have, or any of your money that you're making. "Neither shall your vine cast her fruit before its field." Like everything that you start to do, like something goes wrong, or you don't produce, or you don't make money, he's going to take care of that now. Okay, and so that part where he says he would rebuke the devourer, that's like he's going to rebuke whoever or whatever demon spirit is keeping you in debt and financial slavery. Said the Lord of hosts, "And all the nations shall call you blessed." This is why everybody's going to say, "Dude, they're blessed. He, she, they're blessed. For you shall be a delightsome land." So all the stuff that you have, all your possessions, your land, it's going to look like it's delightsome. It said the Lord of hosts. So that is the formula. How do you get out of debt? You start, number one, with giving. Okay? They mentioned tithing. You're like, Patty, I can't go there. I'm like so impoverished. So here is another thing that Jesus said. So he was in the temple. Jesus, when he was in the temple, he went over to the collection box in the temple. And I'm reading from Mark 12:41 through 44. So he went over to the collection box in the temple and sat and watched as the crowds dropped in their money. Jesus watches. He watches who drops in money. Many rich people put in large amounts. Was he impressed? I don't know. Then a poor widow came and dropped in 2 pennies. He called the disciples to him and said, I assure you, this poor widow has given more than all the others has given. And he said, for they gave a tiny part of their surplus, but she has given everything she has. If that's what you have right now, because the devourer is sucking up everything, you start with your pennies. Like, listen, don't let the enemy say, oh, it's not the tithe, it's not $20, it's not. You've got to start somewhere. You have to start somewhere. You're like, well, I can't do this because, right now I'm not. You can't not do this. You can't not do this because you're not making any progress, right? You're not. I know what's going on with you. Everything breaks. Something's going around. You're wrong. Your car's not working. And you got this debt. And you're getting into more debt, probably. You're like, just when I started to make my way out. So, then where? Where do you sow? Like, he's like, in my storehouses. So wherever God's storehouses are, you sow up for wealth. You sow down for health, is what my mentor, Dr. Murdoch, said. Dr. Mike Murdoch, who knows the Bible inside out. So if you want wealth, you sow into a storehouse that's located within a ministry that's fertile, successful, big, reaching people, even small, but really, really doing something fantastic. You sow down for health, like when God tells you to give to the poor. Okay, that's for your health's sake. Then you can give. Go to zwriteswords.org into this ministry. Wherever God tells you, that's where you give. You put your pennies in. 2 pennies. Start with 1 if you have. Don't tell me there's not 2 pennies. It's on the ground. Look outside. There's money everywhere. God will give you pennies to sow, seed to sow. And then give us feedback. My mentor, Dr. Mike Murdoch, says thankfulness is the seed for more. So whenever you are thankful, when God gives, you definitely need to expect. Numbers 23:19, God is not a man that he should lie. Okay, so that is a verse that Dr. Murdoch taught me also. You have to expect that when he said, prove me, when Jesus showed the widow's mite, when God said, I will open up the floodgates of heaven and pour you out a blessing, and I will rebuke the devourer for your sake, expect he's going to start working on your debt and the financial slavery that you're in. Because otherwise it's to really say, God, you're a liar. I know it's hard, but when this happens, and it will happen if you do this and you believe what God said, if you believe God, then thankfulness is the seed for more. Come back to us, send us an email, tweet us, or, hit us up on Facebook. Go to zwriteswords.org and just say, if this happened. I've had people say that they've had $200,000 of debt. Just be forgiven. Okay? I personally have experienced my house being paid off. We don't have any credit card bills. Our vehicles are all paid off. We just don't experience this debt problem issue. And we would love to hear. So my power verse is, for today, sow your pennies and God will prove. Sow your pennies and God will prove. Right? That's it. By the power of the Holy Spirit, you are super. Bye.